You are watching Strip Down Live, Saskatchewan's only one-hour local music showcase. The show that brings the venue to you in the comfort of your own living room, streaming worldwide on Facebook Live. Here it is, our third episode and our first one of 2018. Happy New Year, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Strip Down stage tonight, live, it's Paul Kuzbik.
River of doubt just flooded through my head, thinking about what the words I just said did. But this ain't felt like mine in a long time. I take all the pressure, yeah, you're along for the ride. It's been mostly a pretty good time. To be honest, it lasted longer than I thought it might. But I can't hide from how I feel. You know I gotta keep it real. All we have is tonight, one last time under these lights. So let's do it like we ain't never been afraid. And I won't look back or miss those days. No. River curses rolling off my tongue. You keep pushing me, I keep telling what you've done. One time you might have played me for a fool, but I'll never be two-time fool for you. All we have is tonight, one last time under these lights. But if you look into my eyes, you see they're cold as ice, so don't try. No. Now I guess I know how it feels to be alone. Now I guess I finally got those blues. But I'm picking up the broken little pieces on the floor, and I'm putting them back together, but not for you no more. All we have is tonight, one last time under these lights. So let's do it like we ain't never been afraid in our whole lives. No. Now I guess I know. Now I guess I know.
You are watching Strip Down Live with Mr. Paul Kuzbik.
How are you, man?
So many milestones with you, young man, here on the show.
I know, right?
The first time you were on, we decided, was what, 2010?
I think so, yeah.
2010, 2011?
Yeah, 2010.
The only night in original Strip Down history we did 2 recordings in one night.
Right.
Never been done before. Never been done again, right?
Marathon session.
And my biggest memory of that night is we hit a commercial break and you looked up at me and you're like, I'm having so much fun. That's my Paul Kuzbik memory from that show.
Nice.
Then you were supposed to come on with Fountains of Youth.
Yeah.
The only show I ever canceled.
Right.
I had the flu that day. I was thrown up. The only show I ever canceled.
That was, yeah.
And then
was too bad.
your second appearance was with the Pistol Whips.
With the Pistol Whips. And we had was it the last show? of the season?
Show, it was some weird.
There was
weird
something milestone-ish with that too.
But how have you been, sir? We've been doing this, what, like 6-7 years now?
Yeah, I'm doing so well. Yeah.
So many changes.
So many changes.
So many changes. Where do we start? You
Well,
recently left the Pistol Whips.
I recently left the Pistol Whips, yeah.
That might be breaking news. People watching
Yeah.
might not even know that.
Yeah, sorry if you're just hearing the news.
Yeah, people are
But
kicking their furniture right now. And
yeah, it was a bittersweet moment, obviously, right? I was with the band for 5 years and really valued the work that I got to do with them and the shows we were able to play and the tours we went on. But I'm a dad now, and I have a 2-year-old son, and I was also sitting on so much music that it was starting to wear down on me. And I don't know if there's anybody else who's involved in the creative process who's watching, but if you don't release your art, you can't make more art. You get log jammed. And so it was time to switch it up, and the guys were so supportive. They were so nice about it, and Liet's joined the band now, so.
it's funny when you do have children because you're all of a sudden stretching your love so far, but it also in a way forces you to be a little selfish because when you do have free time, you need to devote it to like your own personal stuff.
Yeah, and it was so hard scheduling wise. Like I split my time in the country, and I just needed to sort of do my own thing, for my own sanity. And I think probably everybody else's too, if I'm being real.
Fair enough. You started out on the show solo.
Yeah.
Now you're back solo.
Full circle. I'm actually in the studio this week recording an album. So
we were talking right before the camera started rolling about how we're both superstitious.
Yes.
Because we did a run through and I refused to do a real open because I knew if I did a real open in practice, I would blow the open when we did it for real.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have similar.
Yeah. If like say if we're in the studio and we all set up and like the first take, it may not be perfect, but if it's magic, I'm like, that's the magic of the first take. There's also third take superstitions. We also just started a Tuesday thing that we're going to do in the studio every day, full sweatsuit Tuesday. So you got to wear matching sweats. I wore the Husky Athletics today.
And then you denied us.
And then I changed for the show.
See, you could have told me. We both could have wore sweatsuits.
I know.
We could have been like Hal Johnson and John McLeod.
I know.
You know?
But for everybody watching at home, I'm sure you're picturing that now.
Right?
Right.
And continue to picture. If it makes the show better, continue to picture. If it makes the show worse, continue to imagine us. I'd be Hal Johnson, right? I don't know who I look more like, Hal Johnson or John McLeod.
I don't know. I think you're Joanne.
Okay.
If that's cool. Well,
We'll fight about it for the rest of the show. We'll flip a coin. The song you kicked off the show with, what was that?
That was called River.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is River one of the many songs you've been sitting on for a long time, or?
It's a newer one. I wrote that when I got home from a long tour this summer, and I picked up my acoustic, and it was one of the first things I played.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to our social media girl after this next question.
Okay.
And the question is, what are we going to hear tonight? Is it all new stuff? Are you like, because this is kind of like Paul Kuzbik coming back out as the solo artist.
Yeah.
So are you digging into the vault and doing stuff from 2010, or is
No,
this all just
new.
like all new?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if we have a camera on her yet or not, but Alexa Joy is back. Happy New Year, Alexa.
Happy New Year. Okay, I am also superstitious about performance type things, but my biggest thing is if you do it right one time, you got to do it 2 more times right or it doesn't count. So This is our 3rd episode. This is it. This is like the make it or break it. First 2 went great. Now we got to nail down the 3rd one, and then we're totally groovy.
And then you're off.
So what happens if we blow it this week? What does that do to you?
I don't know.
Guess
Maybe
we'll
the
see.
earth
Okay.
will just like shatter.
All right. Is social media alive yet? It's a
Yes.
weird time. We're just kicking off 2018. People are back at work. Maybe they're forgetting we're live, despite me spamming social media all week. But people have already tuned in.
People are here.
What
but,
are they saying?
A lot of like just applause in general. I think people are like, yeah, you're here, you're doing it. I don't know. It's good. And then remember to comment. If you comment, you could win a $20 Tim's card, which pretty much every single Canadian loves Tim's. So that's a pretty good gift. But internationally, maybe there's a Tim's in Australia. I don't know.
Right. I can mail it out.
Yeah.
We have had lots of people request over the last few episodes, request songs. But if you want to ask Paul a question, hit us up.
Yeah.
We'll ask it. Alexa can ask it. She can do my job for a little while.
Oh,
She can
Dustin
ask.
Penny from last week says, what's up? He's loving the new episode. So
Hello, Dustin Penny. And who do we have to give a shout out to before we forget,
Ooh.
Alexa? A mutual friend of
this
ours
is a big one.
from 96.3 Cruise FM,
Patrick.
Patrick.
Now, this is kind of a cool story because it does relate back to Strip Down. At least 3 times in the past month, I've had people come up to me and say, hey, you're on Strip Down. I'm related to Curtis, or I used to work with Curtis. So it's kind of cool to see people reach out. Patrick has been one of those people, and he was pretty miffed he didn't get a shout out for the first two. So I think every time we do an episode from now on, we're going to have to do like a Patrick tribute, or we'll be disowned.
Yeah, if you have a love song or something and you can just swap out whatever name you use with Patrick, that would really make that little guy's day.
Totally.
Yes.
But let's move forward. Song number 2 before we take our first commercial break. What do you have for us, Paul Kuzbik?
This is another new one. It's called Castles. I released a video for it a little while ago. I've been doing these live video series every full moon for the last little while via my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Paul Kuzbik Music. Every full moon I debut one of these things.
Wow.
The way I wrote
Superstitious.
it. Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
There you go. And this one I did back in November, and it's one of my faves. It's one of my faves off the new album.
Also, if you're watching at home and you see me ping-ponging back and forth between cameras, it's because we switched sides, and I don't know which camera is mine now. And it's live, no safety net, so as you play, I'm going to figure this out, and then I will have that, lockdown. I'll have that locked down when we look back. All right, I'm going to go not walk under some ladders.
Okay.
Because superstition. Take it away, Paul Kuzbik.
Where has my head gone? Caught myself singing this song. Church bell rings and a mother cries. From a castle of gold, he's watching her die. To the sand we come to play. Saw this mess, I could not look away. This inside, it ain't no good for me. No, it's gotta come out eventually. How will we break the cycle? And when will we see the line? With all we learned and then forgotten, we're so reckless in the dead of night. I remember it like a faded dream, when I realized that nothing's as it seems. So what's in the shadows where it's too dark to breathe? Oh, a life like that is not for me. Said a life like that is not for me, no. How will we break the cycle? And when will we see the line? With all we learned and then forgotten, we're so reckless in the dead of night. I said, how will we break the cycle? And when will we see the light? With all we've learned and then forgotten, we're so reckless in the dead of night. We're so reckless in the dead of night. We're so reckless in the dead of night, yeah.
Welcome back to Stripped Down Live. We're spending 1 hour with local musician Paul Kuzbik. Now, I threw it out there, and the Stripped Down Live universe answered. I said, what should we ask Paul? So once again, here is social media correspondent Alexa Joy with some questions for one Paul Kuzbik. Take it away, Alexa Joy.
Okay, we have one of your viewers of the Full Moon series, and Cole would like to know what inspired the hanging bananas in your music video for the most recent Full Moon series song, Swim.
So Swim is kind of a psychedelic, like, daydream of a song where I imagined I went for a swim in this lake and I swam down and I found these underwater people, and it's like, what if I just stayed down here? Would you be waiting for me when I got to the top, you know? And so we, my friend Susie Bork, who designed the set, I just asked her to create sort of an otherworldly, sort of psychedelic dream world up in the loft of my house. And she thought it would be bananas to do that.
Kind of sounds like you had a set in Old Greg, so that's interesting.
Yeah. It was her idea, though.
Yeah.
She just brought a whole bunch of cool stuff. I love her vision. Iridescent Iris is her tag on Instagram, and she's creating these like psychedelic fantasy worlds out of little spaces and rooms constantly. And she owns a fashion apparel line as well. Susie Bork, check her out on Facebook. She's really talented and super creative and fun to work with.
Okay, second question from Devin. Wants to know what your favorite Pistol Whips song you were involved in the making of.
That's a tough one because there was a lot of ones that I loved, but if I had to pick one, I would have to say it's What You Doing. Because Rylan had that riff kicking around forever, and then when I put my thing on it, I was just like, we're in a rock band now. So What You Doing?
Very good.
Yeah.
That's all I have for now, but I'm sure there will be more.
Okay.
Thank you, Alexa. And speaking of Twitter and handles, we should throw ours up at Stripped Down Live SK. I'm not sure what we have. We have yet to really create the whole Twitter, Instagram, but
I feel like Donald Trump owns Twitter, and so we should probably just stick
but
to
once we
Facebook.
do, that's what it's going to be. At Stripped Down Live SK, which we found out actually spells Strip Down Lives K. Because that was kind of like the message after we came back after a 3-year hiatus. Strip Down Lives K. And maybe the K stands for Kuzbik now. I don't know.
Oh, I
Right?
like this. Can I send an open invitation to Twitter to kick Donald Trump off of Twitter? Could you do that for us, please?
See,
Thanks.
I don't endorse that comment just because he may be watching and I want to continue doing the show. We don't know, right?
Yeah.
He could be.
He could be. I doubt it.
This is where if I could do a Donald Trump impersonation, I'd do it, but I'm not going to embarrass myself because it's just going to, it's back on track here, Mr. Paul Kuzbik. I know probably haven't even ripped the Band-Aid off, but do you already kind of miss the Pistol Whips? Because, man, I was there that night. We shot a music video on the boat. And that was like, for me and what I do with camera and bands, that was a career highlight.
That was
absolutely.
really
That was
cool.
so much fun. And
That
it
was
was
really cool.
I remember thinking you guys just are like that rare unit where everybody gets along.
Yeah.
At least that night anyways.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe on the surface, but
No, I mean, I just saw Rylan today. We're bros. But I don't miss it because I made a really conscious decision in my life to do this now. And I feel really complete and whole with my experience in the band. And I feel like we just, I gave what I had to give. You know what I mean? In terms
Absolutely.
of my artistic output and what I can do in that role, I gave what I had to give for that. What I did with that band, as amazing as it felt to be a part of, is a sliver of what I do as an artist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I write songs, I sing, I produce, all of this stuff. So, I mean, it was a really, really, really fun time in my life, and those 5 years I'm gonna look back on for the rest of my life and cherish the memories. So.
And congrats for breaking off the right way. I mean, it's not often people leave bands on good terms. It
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like. So, I mean, good for
Thank
you.
you, thank you.
And Rylan's a great guy.
He is,
Right?
and we love each other.
Nice.
We'll always be bros.
All right, let's pull this back to more music, sir.
Sure.
Song number, what are we on, 3?
This is 3, yeah. So this is a song about my time spent in Vancouver when I was playing with Whiskey Songs with Mark Ejak, and it was like I was in paradise, but my wife was like 2 provinces over. She couldn't make the jump. Her business was so busy and stuff like that. So it was like I was playing all these amazing shows, but I was like in paradise, but it was also prison, kind of. And so it's about being in the most beautiful place, but being brokenhearted.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Kuzbik.
Sunridge Hills was the last time I felt innocent, where the happy people spent their afternoons. And I wanted it, but I couldn't have it both ways. And I didn't really have you. Spent my nights out on the patio of the local, or the Topanga, to name a few. With my guitar over my shoulders, I played the blues to strangers. Yeah, it was about all that I could do. My kids alone, oh blue. I was only ever sad with you. Now I know the truth. What was I trying to prove? That's how it went back then with all my dreaming. Just try for a while and then move. But I still look back on Vine Street and wonder if I'll ever be coming back through. My kids alone, oh blue. I was only ever sad with you. Now I know the truth. What was I trying to do? Oh, I didn't know then what I had. Oh, I didn't know what I could do. Oh, but I learned so fast how bad I needed you. Oh, my kids alone, oh blue. I was only ever sad with you. Now I know the truth. What was I trying to prove? Oh, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. I'm telling the kids alone, oh, blue. I was only ever sad. I was only ever sad with you. And now I know the truth. Oh, what was I trying to prove?
You're watching Stripped Down Live with Paul Kuzbik. We got to gear up for our second commercial break. But before we do that, we got to give a shout out to the people that make this show sponsor. That sponsor the show and make it happen is what I tried to say. They know what's up. You know what I was trying to say. Red Swan Pizza North, E-West Music, and of course the Hairstyle Inn, who is not actually responsible for this. I need to visit them again and make myself presentable so I can, go out there and...
It's toque season, man.
Right?
You're
It's
good.
dry.
You're good.
Thank you very much.
It's forced air hair.
I was a little self-conscious about my hair. I got in here and it was just dry and, I should probably having this conversation with Alexa maybe instead of you because your hair is always perfect.
Oh, I don't know.
Right?
You should have seen me when I woke up this morning.
All right, I'm glad I didn't. Here it is, our second commercial break. We got lots more Stripped Down Live with Paul Kuzbik coming up right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, Kuzbik.
coming from a mile away. And then a bullet pointed right in my brain. I try to run, but I'll just hesitate. It's always the same, this nightmare, babe. So I get in this dark cloud, and I can't get out. My legs don't work, and a whisper's all I get when I shout. Hey, I'm wasting away without you, babe. I try to hold on for one more day. 6 provinces and 3 time zones. It's been a month since I was home. I was gonna call last night, but I'm out of ways to say that I miss you, babe. So I get in this dark cloud, and I can't get out. My legs don't work, and a whisper's all I get when I shout. Hey, I'm wasting away without you, babe. I try to hold on for one more day. Hey, I'm wasting away without you, babe. Oh, I try to hold on for one more day. I try to hold on for one more day. I try to hold on for one more day. I try to hold on for one more day. So I get in this dark cloud, and I can't get out. I try to run, but my legs don't work, and a whisper's all I get when I shout. Hey, I'm wasting away without you, babe. Oh, I try to hold on for one more day. Hey, I'm wasting away without you, babe. Oh yeah, I try to hold on for one more day. I try to hold on for one more day. I try to hold on for one more day. I try to hold on for one more day.
You're watching Stripped Down Live. We're spending an hour with Mr. Paul Kuzbik. I know it probably doesn't matter to you because you're so used to doing stuff live, but it's been 3 episodes and it's still weird for me to keep reminding myself that this is like one shot.
Yeah.
There is no safety net.
No dress rehearsal.
No dress rehearsal.
But ladies and gentlemen, that's life.
Right? And it was a needed evolution of the show.
I like it.
If we were to bring it back.
I like the vibe. I like knowing that this is like, it's just going out there.
Yeah.
You know?
The heart started pounding when you started dipping into Donald Trump territory. I was like, where is this going to go? How, you know? And Alexa joined in. And it's like,
Yeah.
you know, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
And that's the joy of the
life.
show. And of life. See, we're doing that, what was that movie everybody loved about wine? Where it was like, are they talking about wine or are they talking
With
about
Paul
life?
Giamatti?
Yeah.
I forget, Cork.
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what tonight's episode is becoming.
I love that
Are they
movie.
talking about Stripped Down or are they
they
talking about life?
Oh,
See,
right?
more superstition.
And you know, the hidden meaning behind everything is what, I forget where I was going with
No, so close.
that. So close.
Maybe this show should be called Stripped Down Life.
Stripped down life.
Something to
boy.
ponder. I know.
Unsolved hidden meanings.
Probably the biggest thing in your life right now is your dad, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
The one thing that can trump your music,
that trumps everything.
right?
Yeah.
What was it like thinking you were going to be a dad compared to actually being a dad? What was the difference?
It's kind of what we were just talking about. I think before you felt like you always had time to get it right. Like, you know, you were preparing for something. And then as soon as he was born, I was like, oh, damn, this is happening. Like, life's happening. Like, 32 years just went by. It all happened. There's no preparation for anything. And now I'm watching a life unfold in real time, and it's just like, it shows you how precious and vulnerable life is, and how much it should be
valuable your time actually
and how
is.
much it should be celebrated every day.
See, and
you
I
know?
love that attitude. Nothing makes me happier than hearing new parents come to that realization, because that's kind of what I did. And I have so many like friends that once they had kids, it was kind of like, oh, you know, I got nothing, you know, I got kids now, so I can't go out and I can't do this and I can't do that.
Yeah.
And I had the opposite. I was like, I gotta do stuff now.
The stuff
I got to
that
take
really
all the stuff
matters.
I've been talking about and actually do it and be that role model.
Totally. It's so important. And we have family adventures together, and he loves music, and we have a piano in our house, and it's like a big part of our daily routine for sure. But it's just, the really big thing was like everything that I thought mattered or was a problem was so minuscule compared to he's okay, he's safe, he's healthy, It's like I get to go do this. That's kind of how it feels now.
My segue back to Alexa just went from speaking of family, but now it's like speaking of problems. Just kidding. Speaking of family, ladies and gentlemen, Alexa Joy.
Another member of our Strip Down Friends in Common watches Strip Down family, Trisha McCauley, the
Yes.
SPCA. We love the Saskatoon SPCA. I especially just got a dog from there. It's a wonderful place. We have a very complex question for you.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Is the drummer you are recording with just for recording the album, or is he going to become a permanent fixture to form a two-piece? And do you have any plans to add more strings?
Wow, someone wants to host
Please
this show.
just lay it out.
So,
you
okay,
have competition
Here's
currently.
the thing, and I'm going to reveal this now. I'm actually working on 2 records at the same time.
Oh my goodness.
One is a folk record of 10 songs, and it's called Winding Roads. And it's all about these, like, they're simple on the surface, but it's all this hidden meaning stuff. And that's very, very, very stripped down. It's acoustic guitar, it's banjo, it's mandolin, and then my friend Carissa Kloposhak, who works, in symphonies out east, is scoring the whole thing. So that's happening. And then I'm also working on a second record called If I Could Breathe Underwater, and that's the full band. That's what you're seeing on my Instagram feed with my drummer, Emmett, who is married to my wife's cousin, so he's family. And yes, he is going to be in my band.
Follow-up question.
Since I've given this.
When can we expect album A, album B, both albums?
I don't know that yet because I don't want one to get in the way of the other, but this year.
Cool.
I just need to figure out the show, the tours and stuff like that, because I don't like releasing stuff and then not going on the road and playing shows. So just got to get all my ducks in a row, but soon. And there might even be more music than the stuff I just mentioned, but you didn't hear that from me.
All right. Inside scoop on Strip Down Live.
Yeah, making up for lost time.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Alexa Joy, all the superstition talk tonight has made me think we need to do something as a team, like 2 minutes before we go live. Like, do we do like the huddle, like in sports, like, back and forth, something like that? Can you see us doing that?
Yeah, we could have like
Right?
a Strip Down chant.
We could just do that.
Tukes falling off, and
Definitely Tukes falling off. And like a big Gatorade dunk at the end of the show.
that's every show should end with you guys dunking Gatorade on me, right?
Yes.
How is that? How
has
have we
that not
done
happened?
215, 17 episodes and nobody's done? I'm disappointed.
Well, on my next commercial break, I'll make some calls. I'll see if I can.
yeah,
some
we can
good
get the Gatorade in.
We need a milestone
You
tonight.
got a
do.
Gatorade guy on speed dial. That's awesome, Paul Kuzbik. All right, let's get to another song before we take our last commercial break. What do you
right.
have for us, sir?
I had somebody on Instagram today request this. I posted the picture that I was doing the thing, and they said, "Can you please play Swim?" And it's my latest video,
Okay.
and it's yeah. So I'm gonna play it for whoever you are who requested. I saw it just as I was coming here, and I said deal. I replied deal. So this one's for you.
Here's Swim. Paul Kuzbik, everyone.
I'm gonna go for a swim in that cold lake where I met you. Time to clear my head, figure out what I'm gonna do. Close my eyes and count to 10. Underwater, the light dim. I like this point of view. I'm gonna go for a swim. If I could breathe underwater, would I come back up? Would you be waiting for me up at the top? I'm gonna go for a swim. I'm gonna jump back in. Sun is setting on sandy toes. Storms are brewing. This lightning could electrocute me, and I wouldn't even care. No, I don't wanna be anyway, but this cold water, this cold. If I could breathe underwater, would I come back up? Would you be waiting for me up at the top? What things will have changed after my underwater days, with everyone looking at me like I'm strange. If I could breathe underwater, if I could breathe underwater, if I could breathe underwater, oh yeah. If I could breathe underwater, if I could breathe underwater, if I could breathe underwater, oh yeah. I'm gonna go for a swim in that cold lake where I met you.
We have to take our last commercial break before we wrap things up with Mr. Paul Kuzbik, but it's almost time for the exciting part of the night where we get pizza delivered here from Red Swan Pizza North. Another quick shout out to our sponsors. They know what's up. Red Swan Pizza North there on 51st, feeding the crew and musicians after every episode. Huge thanks. Huge shout out to them. Make sure you support them. They support local. Again, Red Swan Pizza North. Paul Kuzbik gives it the thumbs up. All right, we wrap up with Paul Kuzbik coming up right after this. It's Alexa's big moment. Ladies and gentlemen,
Paul Kuzbik on Stripped Down Live.
If I didn't think you'd finally pull through, do you think I stuck it out with you? Patience can seem like it's a pain in the ass, but at least it was rooted in truth. Now everybody's looking for an easier way, they don't really see you. Oh, sky's so blue. Don't you think that I don't know what it is that you're going through? Like waiting on a rainy day all summer long, and it's sky so blue. But you give yourself away again and again after all you've been through. Oh, sky so blue. Sky so blue. seems like it's better on you. And the places you shove the anger, now they're all worn through. Like an endless parade out on the main drag when you're trying to get through. And what's everyone smiling about anyway when it's sky so blue? Uh-huh. Sky so blue. Uh-huh. Sky so blue. Uh-huh. Sky so blue. Uh-huh. Sky so blue.
Wrapping things up with Paul Kuzbik on Stripped Down Live. And did you see this? Did you see this amateur hour here? I left my chair
Oh, that's okay.
while you played. No, that's not okay. That's
Sorry to everybody watching at
right.
home.
Again, we're doing this live, no safety net. I should have moved the chair. I blew it. Can we start over? Can we just go
do the
from
whole hour
Can we
again?
go from 9 to 10, and I'll make sure I move my chair properly?
Do we still get pizza?
Yeah, I don't know. Red Swan North might just be irate after that mess up. Again, no safety net. We do this live, one take. If
We're
we
living on the
If
edge.
we succeed, I hope people enjoy it. If we fail in flames, I hope people enjoy it. But
Yeah, we're living on the edge either way.
right, just like Aerosmith taught us back in 1993.
Absolutely.
Live on the edge.
Absolutely.
Paul Kuzbik, we got to wrap things up. We got
I don't
about
wanna
5
go.
minutes left before we launch into your last song.
I don't want to go.
Right?
I'm just getting warmed up.
Just get warmed up. You have a plethora of music, you're telling me.
Yeah.
I was like, do you have 7 songs? And you gave me that, like, please. You almost walked out the door. You're like, I could play for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
we
I
do
could.
the stripped down telethon, you're the first person I call.
Cool.
It'll be like, what's the big one we do every year? Telemiracle.
Telemiracle, yeah.
Except it'll just be a day and a half of just you and
Just
I.
me doing every song I know.
This is a good idea.
I like it. Yeah.
Alexa, what do you think? Stripped down telethon?
We could do it.
in there?
We could pick a good cause, like
Right.
maybe Girls Rock Camp or
Girls
something
Rock
like
Camp.
that. We were just saying we haven't had a solo female artist on. I definitely think Girls Rock Camp would be a good way to go.
This started out as a joke, but now I'm actually rolling this around in my brain. We could actually do something pretty cool. We could do...
Well, if there's anything that I can do to help, I would love to. And I think girls rock is a really cool thing. Because
Definitely.
I think it's been kind of an intimidating genre probably for women until recently to get
Yeah.
into, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it's just the best.
I have one more thing to say. This show is run by volunteers. We are paid in pizza. Though the pizza is amazing, we definitely need to thank all of the people behind the scenes. And I just kind of started taking some pictures of everybody working, and we're going to start doing volunteer crew member features. So kind of check out the Facebook in between episodes and get to learn about the amazing people on the other side of the camera.
Speaking of crew members and dropping the ball, before we finish up with Paul, someone could swing over. It's going to be amateur again, but let's get a shot of Mr. Spenny Dirks. It is what?
Woo!
The third day of being a married man.
Nice.
Spenny, I can't even call you Spenny. I knew you when you were like 15, you were Spenny. You're Spencer now. You're an adult. Tied the knot on the weekend here in Saskatoon with his lovely wife, Lauren. Congratulations, Spenny.
That's awesome.
Right?
Love for the win.
Love for the win. Well said. Paul Kuzbik, you hit us with a lot of information tonight. So a couple albums.
Yeah.
Dropping.
Acoustic, full band. And for anybody who really knows me, you know like half of what I listen to is hip hop. And it's only a matter of time before I start making beats and I start dropping the instrumental mixtapes. I'm firing up the blues guitar solos over top of it and everybody's dancing. Just saying.
I can see you drinking Cristal and like pick, E-Jack. We need you.
Yeah. I'm
He flies back.
kombucha though.
Yeah.
I 2 months after my son was born, I quit drinking, and I have not touched a drop for 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does that change what you do in playing clubs and bars? And how is it in the Pistol Whips being sober?
It was an adjustment, but everybody's been so cool and supportive, and yeah, it's now I don't even notice it, and
Really?
I can just drive, you know.
So
It's
Paul
just always
Kuzbik,
DD.
that came on the show in 2010, to 8 years later, Paul Kuzbik on the show 2018. What's the takeaway? What's the advice from someone who's made their career here in music in Canada? Again, done a little bit of everything. Played in bands, played solo, produced. You know, you're in the studio right now. When you look back 8 years ago, what would you tell 20-year-old, 22-year-old Paul Kuzbik?
I would say just take your time, scuff around on the pavement a little bit, and it'll make you tougher. And take your knocks, take it in stride. And when you're doing this, when you're sitting in the chair, and people are watching you play, appreciate it, because it goes by fast and it might not last.
Well said. Your information again, how do people get a hold of you? You crowdfund or anything? You pay for it all yourself?
I'm doing it myself.
Nice.
I'm not doing grants. I'm not doing anything. I'm paying for it out of my spending money because I want to earn it. I want to feel it viscerally being earned by hard work and grinding. And I think that there's something to be said for, you know, market value. It's like if I can get enough people out to the shows, I will keep doing this.
Nice.
Yeah.
We started the show off talking about superstition. We're both superstitious people. Alexa's superstitious. So if you were to assign something we should do as a crew before each and every episode here in the Stripped Down studio, what should it be? Should we like all tap our feet to the left twice, or is that more like manic?
I like the idea of the group huddle.
Yeah.
We've done that with every band I've ever been in.
Yeah.
we
brings
meet,
everybody closer together.
No matter what's going on before backstage, even if we're 5 minutes late, we get in and we put our arms around each other and just sort of like connect as a unit. And I think that it brings this like unified energy on stage. And I will always do the group meeting, the huddle before every show.
I'm hoping I can slide this in before the last song, before you play us out. What's the craziest like superstitious thing that's ever happened to you?
Craziest superstitious
Putting you
thing
on the
that's
spot.
ever happened to me.
If I was watching this at home, that's the question I'd type in.
Oh my gosh, my wife would know so much more than, like, it's just nonstop. Okay, here's a crazy one. I used to live in Montreal, and we hadn't been back for a long time, and like 7 years had gone by, and I loved Montreal. And we went by our old condo, my wife and I. She came to visit me when I was on tour with the Pistol Whips. We had a few days off in Montreal. And we were like, wouldn't it be cool to reconnect with Montreal? And it's like, it's crazy that it's been 7 years. That's a number. That's a lucky number, right? And we went by our old condo, and the address was 2017. And it was the year 2017.
That'll do.
Crazy. All right, last song is
For What It's Worth.
For What It's Worth. Thank you so much for watching Stripped Down Live. Keep tabs on our social media. We will be announcing the next show very soon. Yeah, we need some female artists. Female artists, hit me up.
Taylor Jade.
Taylor Jade.
Who's looking at you.
Right? I swear I have like another 5 guys in the queue ready to go. And
Alan
not the burger
Frost.
place.
Teresa Sakirka.
Teresa Sakirka.
Can we have some female singer-songwriters come and sit in the chair, please?
Thus begins the weekly pitch to bring Teresa Sakirka back on. She was the 9th episode, I believe, of Stripped Down back in 2008. Hasn't been on since.
You know, she lived 5 doors down from me in said condo in Montreal.
And you guys played
All the
5
time.
doors. Oh, 3 doors down covers. Oh, I blew my own joke. It's time to wrap this thing up.
All right.
Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to tonight's sponsors, Red Swan Pizza North, E-West Music, The Hairstyle Inn. Thanks to tonight's cast and crews. I'm Curtis Anderson. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last time tonight, Mr. Paul Kuzbik. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks so much for having me, and thanks
Chair's
everybody
leaving.
for watching.
Cheers
Chair's
out.
gone, I'm on.
I can't believe the news. I can't close my eyes. These tears are rolling down while the whole world cries. The city lights where lovers go to hide away exploded with gunfire while the music played. And now I've seen enough, as if I hadn't before. And it hurts so much to think about what we lost. For what it's worth, I'm gonna keep on finding peace. For what it's worth, I'm gonna keep on being free. For what it's worth, I'll try my best every day. For what it's worth. Now everybody's scared, saying things that they don't mean. And I can't imagine how it feels to be a refugee. But if we work together, we stand tall. But if we stay divided, then surely we will fall. And now I've seen enough, as if I hadn't before. And it hurts so much to think about what we lost. For what it's worth, I'm gonna keep on finding peace. For what it's worth, I'm gonna keep on being free. For what it's worth, I'll try my best every day. For what it's worth. For what it's worth, I'm gonna keep on finding peace. For what it's worth, I'm gonna keep on being free. For what it's worth, I'll try my best every day. For what it's worth.
Group huddle.